It's Amanchu. Welcome back to Murder on Eridanos. So this video is probably going to come a little late. Yeah, I wanted to record earlier, but I recently received my second dose of the Pfizer vaccine.
So, what's the plan?
And I experienced side effects. 24 hours later, I had the mother of all headaches. I mean, I have never had a headache so bad. It was brutal. And after about, maybe 8 hours of this constant drilling in my head, I was all like,
"You're gonna be all right. Please, kill me."
But I'm feeling much better now. So I've recovered from that nastiness, and I'm ready to play some more Murder on Eridanos. Last I left off, I kind of hit a dead end. The last person to meet with Ruth Bellamy, I guess I can call her Ruth Bellamy now. The last person to meet with her before her death, well, she might have had some useful information, but someone killed her. And I think deleted a file from her computer as well, so I got no more leads. I guess I can go back to the hotel, see if I can track down Black Hole Birdie and the Prophet of Profitability. I don't really suspect them as being behind the murder for various reasons, but they at least had some encounter with Ruth Bellamy on the day she died, so they might be able to shed some light. So that's probably what I'll do next.
Attention all personnel. Unscheduled pollination cycle is about to commence. Please evacuate the orchards at this time.
Oh, that's
Releasing the
inconvenience.
mosquitoes for pollination. Cycle is now in progress.
What does that sound? And why am I sure we're about to find out?
Well, we were warned about this. I wonder if whoever murdered that scientist and deleted the file is also triggering this unscheduled pollination. Well, that'll be fun. Pollination control terminal. Could probably try and go there and shut it down. Yeah, I guess we'll give that a try. I have a feeling we're going to have to go through a lot of those mosquitoes to get to it.
Shh.
Did you know that mosquitoes will persistently chase an opponent for miles on end? At Rizzo's, we value the dogged work ethic these noble insects display.
Dogged work ethic, yeah, that's great. That's just great. There's a robot there, it should be friendly. As friendly as robots can be.
Just want to be your friend.
There's some people infected with those happy leeches. Let's just see if we can avoid all this nonsense. So far, so good.
Behold Rizzo's all-natural orchards, trademark. Unlike our competitors, who think they can do better than nature, we let nature take its course, only better. Instead of the lowly honeybee, at Rizzo's we have crossbred wasps and mosquitoes to create the all-natural wasquito, copyright. With their elongated proboscis and stingers, these hardy insects are capable of both pollinating our lovely fragrant fruit flowers, while at the same time defending them from any and all pests that might harm them in any way. It's an all-natural solution to an all-natural problem. And it's all Rizzo's. Do not pick any fruit in the orchards. Should you encounter a swarm of mosquitoes on your trip through the orchards, please refrain from defending yourself. Mosquitoes are expensive to breed and maintain, and any damage to the swarms will be billed directly to you, or to your next of kin as appropriate. If you are caught outside during a pollination cycle, Rizzo's recommends entering the fetal position and or feigning death. Speaking of death, Rizzo's also recommends avoiding the electric containment field surrounding the hive. Mosquitoes are averse to the charge and will not come near the field, but most humans cannot sense changes in air current. Rizzo's assumes no responsibility for any visitor electrocutions.
Real funny!
Okay. That's great. Looks like I have to get through that force field. Is this open? I think it is open.
Oh, hey! Are those wasp kilo hives? Don't worry, I'll keep my distance.
Well, they're open right now, so best to use them as cover.
Hardline discrepancy detected nearby.
I ain't got time for that nonsense right now. I do have time to pick up loot. Alright, let's see. Okay, this thing. Pollination cycle currently in progress. The last activity recorded exceeds the system's 2-week threshold. It has since been purged. What? So there's been no recent activity. Hilda. Generally, when two coworkers get blasted out of their minds on Spectrum vodka, and one of them makes a joke about how wild it would be if someone put wasps and mosquitoes together, he doesn't wake up the next day with a promotion and a couple 100,000 rabid insects on his back porch. I can appreciate a good joke as much as the next guy, but I got a message earlier today about making sure I increase quarterly yields, and it wasn't from you. If you wanted to, I don't know, bail me out sooner rather than later, I'd be most obliged. Hilda, I'll put it bluntly. This place is one bad key press away from total disaster. Earlier today, I accidentally selected the begin pollination cycle function on this terminal. The cycle just activated. No password protection, no confirmation message, nothing. As it so happened, there was a scheduled tour making its way through the orchards at about that moment. Somehow that idiot groundskeeper's exterminator mechanicals got activated, giving the mosquitoes something to sting that wasn't the tour group. Those people barely got away with their lives, and I don't think we'll be so lucky next time. My supervisor has apparently scheduled me for some kind of standard medical treatment. When I come back, I better have a message from you apologizing for not responding to my messages and containing an immediate transfer to somewhere that isn't here. I've had enough. Hilda, I reread my last message to you, and I feel I owe you the deepest and most heartfelt of apologies. I have been such an entitled bore since I received this promotion. In reality, I should have been thanking you. To oversee the day-to-day coming and going of creatures as majestic as these mosquitoes is a great honor. Congratulations on your promotion, by the by. I would have thought I'd be mad, especially considering how central my mosquitoes were to your new position. But since that treatment, I found it difficult to stay mad about much of anything. I hope you enjoy Byzantium. Let's abort the cycle. We're calling mosquito swarms to the hive. Excellent.
No active mosquitoes detected outside of the hive. The pollination cycle is concluded. Unsealing all orchards gates. Surviving workers may now return to your stations.
Okay, just a wild stab in the dark. But I'm guessing somebody doesn't want us finding out what happened to Ms. Helen.
Yeah, I'm getting that impression. That the killer set that off to stop us. Maybe they should put some kind of password protection on that terminal. I almost forgot to check around here with the discrepancy analyzer. It said something about picking up some kind of evidence. What is it here? This multi-purpose tool would be nondescript anywhere else, but there's something strange about it. Casing is pockmarked and scratched. It's been well used. You also notice an inch-long steel panel haphazardly nailed into its side. Okay. I'll use my strength to tear the plate off. Using your phenomenal strength, you tear the panel off, revealing a slug logo underneath. Huh. Can I see anything about the chemical makeup of the multi-tool?
This device bears trace amounts of kerosene, alcohol, and warning. User has stopped paying attention. Aborting scan.
Boring. You know what the discrepancy amplifier is talking about. All you know is that the multi-tool smells terrible. Whoever owns it needs a bath. Or a doctor. Okay.
What did you find, Cap?
I learned that the saboteur was smelly.
Uh-huh. Hey, you ever consider taking a break? I'm starting to worry the pressure's getting to you.
It's also likely that whoever released the mosquitoes was a slug employee.
Or maybe they were close to somebody who was a slug employee.
Okay, keep him quiet.
Although I don't know why they needed the multi-tool. Oh, that's right. I gotta collect all the different flavors of Spectrum vodka to unlock that gun. I don't know how many flavors I have right now. Well, I think it's sorted in alphabetical order now, or reverse alphabetical order. Whatever. The Spectrums are together now. I have 3 of the flavors. How many do I need? I need 8 variants, and I have 3? Okay. This might take me a while. I think the black is especially rare. Maybe I should look into this in light of current events. The slug agent that went missing? If whoever the killer is associated with the slug organization, then maybe it'd be worth checking that out. Kind of curious about what's in this maze here. I think this is some kind of hedge maze.
I'm guessing we can't just cut a path right through this maze, right? Nah, of course not.
Come on, Felix, what's your sense of adventure? Mazes are fun.
Welcome to the Rizzo's Purpleberry Puzzle Hedges, trademark. Grown on top of Industrial Sludge Pit 27C, these unusually tall purpleberry trees have grown lush, luxuriant foliage and are literally bursting with extra specially piquant purpleberries. As you wander through our winding maze, feel free to try a fresh purpleberry right from a branch. Maybe you'll discover our next new flavor. Limit 1 berry per customer. Do not try any purpleberries outside of the puzzle hedges. Some visitors have speculated as to the presence of a treasure at the end of the maze. While Rizzo's has placed nothing like this in the puzzle hedges, we still encourage you to explore to your heart's content. Should you experience dizziness, faintness, or simply get lost among the hedgerows during your exploration, please do not try to contact Rizzo's personnel. Simply shelter in place and rescue will arrive within 72 hours, guaranteed, excepting unplanned shutdowns and any other times deemed inconvenient by management.
Well, this sounds like it could be fun. Wait a minute. Samuel the Lawyer Hutz. Hi?
I've already told you 6 times, and I'll tell you 6 more. I don't want a fucking tour! You can badger me all you want. I don't care if I'm from Forest Mills. I'm here as an individual, and I have just as much right to be here as any other visitor. You're welcome to bring a lawyer if you really want to try to force me out, but I can guarantee you that I will bury them.
What the hell are you talking about?
Don't play dumb with me. How many of you fools have I spoken to by this point? 7? 17? Wait a moment. You have all your teeth. You're not soaked in filth, and you don't look quite as slack-jawed as the regular Rizzo staff. Are you not with Rizzo's?
What made you think I was a worker? Maybe I'm just another visitor to the Orchards.
Between the lockdown and the fiasco at the Grand Colonial, there are more interesting places for the average colonist to be, which leads me to believe you're no average colonist. Regardless, please inform me if you'd be interested in a job. I've spent enough time out here that I'm starting to itch. I do not enjoy itching. I'm sure you have questions.
Look, dude, I don't care about your itch, but I'm not rubbing any kind of ointment on any part of your body. So if you're a lawyer, what are you doing way out here?
When the going gets tough, the lawyers start going. Some farther than others. I've been a junior lawyer for coming up on 20 years now. And quite frankly, I'm getting old. Hopefully, there will be enough legal kindling out here to fuel my firm for a while longer. And if I find that kindling, I stand to finally get my raise.
I'm not sure I understood any of what you were just saying right there. You work for Forest Mills?
I do indeed. Specifically, I'm their general counsel. Forest Mills, if you somehow don't know, owns Tile, Wentworth, Dock Rocket, and 24/7 Furniture. We're something of a big deal.
I never heard of you. Alright, what was this you were saying about working together?
I did. You see, Rizzo's has been advertising a contest in the puzzle hedges. Whoever gets to the center first gets a bottle of the first Spectrum ever made, the Spectrum Original. My interest, however, lies with the associated promise, the chance to attend the Spectrum Brown unveiling and meet Halcyon Helen.
Yeah, that might be a problem for you. So you must be a big Helen fan, huh?
No, actually, I found Helen more inclined to chew the scenery than most woolly cows. But her facet of the contest is what interests me most, because, with her dead, this entire contest is a fraud. Rizzo's, you see, can no longer make good on their promise for people to meet Helen. However, the contest has not yet been cancelled, which means that I can bring them to court. With the Spectrum Original bottle, which is located in the center of the puzzle hedges, I will have all I need to sue Rizzo's for all they're worth. That's where you come in.
It's just a maze, though, right? Couldn't you manage to find this on your own?
Navigating the maze is normally no easy task. Rizzo's has no interest in giving their property, however old, away for free.
Come on, Captain, it'll be fun. Not like they got Mantiqueens waiting around the corner or anything.
I'm glad you're feeling confident, but this maze is deadly by design. And if that weren't enough, Zimmerman and Navarre don't want anyone sneaking away with their prize. The place is mined and rife with murderous mechanicals.
Mechanicals? Let me at 'em. Do I have any competition for this prize? Anyone else trying to find it?
2 buffoons, but persistent buffoons. There's that woman from Glacial Age who has perhaps never had an original idea in her life and hopes to pass the original off as her own. Then there's Navarre, who is strange. I suggested I give her the original after my lawsuit if we worked together, but she wouldn't hear of it. It must be hers alone, it seems.
Alright, I'll go in search of your prize. Any chance to kill bloodthirsty mechanicals? I'm in.
Excellent. I look forward to finally being able to focus solely on legal matters. Oh, and keep an eye out for competitors. Odds are they'll be looking out for the original as well.
I'll handle them like I handle all competitors. Hit him with a big stick. Alright, let's see. Which way should I go? Shh. I was going to say go to the right, but... Oh, I can go to the right. Alright, let's go this way. Don't see anything yet. Uh-huh. There's some competition right here.
My word, stranger, you sure gave me a fright. I thought you were one of those strange sorts heaving all over the place. Maybe they got a bad batch of purpleberry wine. Since you don't seem to be laughing maniacally or projectile vomiting, think you could do me a favor? I'm trying to come up with a new name for a Glacial Age product, but the creative side of things just isn't my area of expertise. Do you happen to have any ideas?
Wait, what the hell are you doing here?
Hey, just because I'm in a hedge maze doesn't mean I'm not on work time. So what do you think about helping me out?
Sure, why not?
Great! Don't worry too much about getting it wrong. If the high-rungers hate your idea, I can always just blame it on an intern. So, the company I'm with is Glacial Age. Our products usually have a finer ring to them, and the product I'm trying to name is a vodka. Take your shot.
Good beer. Call it good beer.
You know the product isn't... Never mind. Maybe the higher-ups will be able to market it as a joke product.
Alright, well, good luck with whatever it is you're here for. See you later.
If you find a map or a stepladder or something, don't hesitate to let me know. I'm beginning to fear coming here wasn't worth the trouble.
What, you mean you're lost? Are you trying to get to the middle of the maze?
Close. I want what's in the center. You've heard of the competition, right? Whoever gets to the center gets a rare Rizzo's product and the chance to meet Halcyon Helen. My eyes on the rare Rizzo's product, namely the Spectrum Original, the first product Rizzo's ever made. I intend to reverse engineer it and make it Glacial Age's own.
So you're just gonna steal somebody else's formula? I probably should have seen this coming by now.
Ooh, this is dandy. I was not expecting any feedback from field testing before I'd even created the product. I'll be sure to jot that down for future reference. All I need for my prototype is the original itself. Then I can start production.
You know, I already promised to give the original to this other guy who's a lawyer.
Looks like the others are getting a little more aggressive. I know it's asking a lot, but maybe you could find it for me instead? Help out a struggling R&D developer?
Okay, well, good luck with that.
My, oh my. Wouldn't it be wonderful if a freelancer could help rescue me from my horrible plight?
Okay, sure, that would be wonderful. I'm sure that would be really neat if that were to happen. Good luck with that. What's this? That's too obvious. Sign that says this way. You think I'm a fool? I'm going this way. Dead end. Almost got spotted by that drone. This maze really is very maze-like. If it weren't for all the deadly mechanicals, it might be a nice place to hang out. Okay, it looks like we're going to have to be dealing with some combat drones. I'd like to be able to sneak attack one of them, but it may not be possible. These things are tough. It's down. Anybody else?
Everyone all right?
I think we're good. Alright. Continuing on. Another dead end. Oh, hi. Missed. Missed some more. How am I missing? How am I... It's right there. Crying out loud. Another mine.
Okay, here we go!
Oh, that got their attention. that's ugly. The rest of them.
Hey, boss! Watch this!
Nice work.
I see it now!
Come here, you. Look at all the pretty lights. Ugh. Okay. Now, where was I? Wonder if there were actually any berries that I could pick. Doesn't look like it. Is this the center of the maze? I don't know. I don't see a way in there. Alright, moving on. I wonder if that's the center.
System sweeping the
Looks
air.
like we're doing this!
Whoops. Oh! Hi! Hey, get over here. Ow, quit it. Where's the rest of them? Come here, you. Ow, quit it. That was ugly. Sorry about that, guys. Unfortunately, in that fight, I may have gotten a bit turned around. Don't know where I was at.
Okay, gone quiet.
Alright, this is where I was. What's that stuff? Mock apple cider. Alright, take that. That's good. Lovely. Big trash bins here. Am I ever going to find my way through this maze? It's much more extensive than I expected. Rizzo's. Huh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Ow. I set off a mine. And stay down.
Grab it!
We made it!
Whew. Who's this guy? The collector. Hi.
Greetings. Have you brought your auto-mechanical to the service technician lately?
My who? I don't have a freaking auto mechanical. Why would I have one of those? What, are you trying to sell me something?
Respectfully, I think there are better places to try to sell things than the middle of a hedge maze. Judging by this exchange, I presume you are not the person I was waiting here to meet.
Why are you asking me about mechanicals anyway?
Never used a cipher phrase before? Not sure if that makes you more or less trustworthy. Listen, I don't know you, so I'd rather keep my admissions to a minimum without the presence of legal counsel. I was waiting for someone to give me information about these hedges. That's as much as you need to know.
Why do I get the feeling she's scared of talking to us?
I take offense to that. I think.
Oh, so you're after the prize in the center of the hedges too.
Shh, not so loud. Ah, damn it. I guess you already know. I am indeed looking for the prize. You've caught me.
Well, I already agreed to get the Spectrum original for somebody else.
Did you now? And how do you know the others aren't secretly Rizzo's agents who'll stab you in the back and take the bottle the moment you turn away? Give me the original and your actions will actually matter. I can promise you that.
Why should I trust your promise? Why do you want the bottle anyway?
What interest have I in an unveiling? I don't watch much in the way of serials, and crowds only make it easier for people to get behind you. I'm after the Spectrum original itself. And not to drink. Have you noticed that there's no trace of anything the corporations have done in the past? In fact, this contest for the original is the only time I've ever seen a corp refer to a prototype product not currently on the market. And why isn't it on the market?
Now that you mentioned that, is kind of strange.
Indeed. And it's happened before. Seems the Corp are trying to hide their past failings. Anyhow, it's valuable to me to collect that which might inform future generations.
Ah, so you're a historian then. Alright, well, thanks for that information.
Think fast. Never know when someone will come out of a bush, bolt or pistol at the ready. Keep your voice down. Never know who might be listening.
Who are you anyway?
Nobody of consequence. Think of me as an archivist. I collect that which the corporations have dismissed as failures and try to sweep under the rug. Take the recalled Spacer's Choice Powerhead. It was a shotgun shell on a stick, apparently supposed to be used like a spear. Had a tendency to ream the user's torso with buckshot. Corps don't want the common man to know about screw-ups like that, which is why I keep my actions decidedly in the shadows.
You mentioned a prior Orchards contact?
I did. Someone I paid to inform on the orchards after I heard murmurs of a prize here. For security reasons, I never learned much about my contacts. All I knew about this one was that they were a groundskeeper. But the one here is either senseless or acting very well. Presumably, whoever I was in contact with was lying. Or they were found out and hurled off the side of Eridanos. It's a risk of the business.
Well, either it's one of the previous groundskeepers that died, or it is the current groundskeeper, but he's been through, treatment. Anyway, about that prize.
I'm afraid I haven't made much headway on my own. Admittedly, I'm a little wary of all the explosions I keep hearing.
Alright, enough about that.
Think fast. Never know when someone will come out of a bush, bolt or pistol at the ready.
Alright, I'll talk to you later, and I think I will talk to you later. They seem to actually be looking for the, original Spectrum. I don't know. They were looking for that prize for more altruistic reasons. At least so they say. So maybe I will help her. think I might give it to her. She could be full of crap. But there's always the chance that she isn't being completely selfish.
Like a lamp.
Took care of that. Wait, what's that? Adreno. Could always use more Adreno. Man, when I walked around the perimeter of this maze, it didn't seem this large. Uh-oh. Are you kidding me? How? I went through this whole frickin' maze always keeping the wall on my right, and I just went in a circle. I never found a frickin' thing. Alright, well, let's try a different technique then. Hi, buddy. You're gonna have to die now, sorry. I think you spotted me.
Shout! Score one for Felix.
I feel like maybe that structure over there is what I'm trying to get to. There's a sign there that says this way. Or maybe that's the entrance. I don't freaking know. Oh, no, wait, no. This might be something.
Well, we made it.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
Really? What? Exactly. I don't see anything. It's in here. Somewhere. Is it this thing?
Analysis. Ground appears to be scattered with purpleberry seedlings. This particular strain is of a variety proprietary to Rissos and should not be in common use.
You notice a glass bottle containing some of the seedlings half buried in the dirt. As you turn it over, you find a label on the bottom that reads, Property of Carter Reynolds, Botanist. Oh, so the original was missing. Okay, yeah. Looks like the person that took the original didn't hide their tracks so well. Congratulations, Explorer. You reached the center of the Purpleberry Puzzle Hedges. This certificate entitles you to a 5% discount on certain Rizzo's products and select Rizzo's vending machines. Note that promise of discount is non-binding. Any failure to find Rizzo's vending machines accepting said discount are the responsibility of the holder, not the Rizzo's Corporation. Any attempts to force a discount or dispute the grounds of this certificate's discount will be prosecuted to the full extent of lethal force. Okay. Thanks for that. Botanist. I remember finding the botanist. We're gonna have to go have a word with that person once I find my way out of this frickin' maze. The treasure must be near. I can almost smell it. Well, I could if I had any sensation in my nose or mouth. I've been eating purple berries for the last day, and though at first they were pleasant, lately it's been harder to work my jaws to chew them. 6 of us entered this maze under the pretense of a friendly hunt for the maze's secret. But only a fool would take that at face value. Carter got us lost in only a few hours, and when Sydney and some of the others became abrasive, I decided to be proactive. Fewer people to split the reward with. Before I shot him, Carter claimed that it wasn't worth it, that the treasure could be shared. He must have been desperate indeed if he thought I would fall for the same trick twice. Whatever the case, I'm sure I'll be up and searching again. I will find the treasure, or die trying. Looks like the latter, friend. Hi there.
Hello again, youngster. You're certainly doing a lot of running to and fro. Don't overexert yourself. The wasp ketos can smell weakness. Bleeding hell. Standing up like this makes the body forget how stiff it gets bent over plants all day. Oh, seems I'm not as young as I feel.
I found this bottle at the heart of the puzzle hedges. Says it's yours.
Oh, there that damn thing is. Thank you. I guess this proves it's wise to label your things. Otherwise, some fool might use them as prizes in an ill-advised scavenger hunt.
I found it real close to where I should have found Rizzo's original. Strange, huh?
I will admit, I did take the original, yes. But I did so to keep it away from those who shouldn't have it. It's safer in my hands. If you're here to get it, I might suggest you give up. I'm known to be quite a stubborn git.
What do you want the original for?
I didn't want it for anything. I needed to keep it safe. Rizzo's almost never makes mistakes, but offering a classified original product to the public for free? Any upstart might grab it and use it to make Rizzo's look bad, or steal it to make a new product offshoot, or, law forbid, start a lawsuit of some kind. Better I hold on to it.
That sounds about right. But don't you think the mines and killer mechanicals are a bit of an overreaction?
The what now? I didn't order any mines or machines. I just paid Slug to encourage people not to enter the puzzle hedges. Figured they'd just dress somebody up like a primal and chase maze-goers, like we did after the Spectrum Black unveiling a decade back. Or maybe that was a real primal, I forget.
Alright, well, I do want that stuff. I wonder where you're keeping it. We'll talk more about this later, unless I beat it out of you.
I don't see what there is to talk about. But, all right.
All right. Where are you hiding it? Is it on your person? It is. Mine. Thank you. See, I could do it without resorting to violence. That was easy. Let's see. Alright, I have several options of people to give it to. Where's the entrance to the hedge maze, anyway? I think I've decided to give it to you.
Hello there, stranger. Has the terror ray landed? Keep your voice down. Never know who might be listening.
I have the Spectrum original. Here you go.
Let me have a look. It's a little scratched on the neck, and the label's a bit smudged. Smells funny, but I think it is genuine, yes. This'll look real good in my archives. Here's your pay. I'll be in touch if there's ever another time when I need to keep a corporation honest. And if anyone ever asks, we never met.
I've already forgotten your name. See you later. Alright, let's head back to the hotel. Oh. They put down a little memorial for her. That's nice. There's still the chalk outline of her body, but that's a nice little memorial. Could at least, clean up the blood on the floor. Alright, how do I get down to the lower levels where that guy disappeared from? I have no idea. There must be a way down from here, right? Oh, never found the lounge before.
Greetings, attractive patron. Please allow me to improve your drinking experience with fine cocktails.
Aw, I bet you say that to all the patrons. Hey, do you know anything about the murder?
Error. This unit is incapable of murder, as it possesses no conscious will. The proper term would be destruction of company property. Neither this unit nor its corporate proprietor claim any responsibility for any destruction of company property that this unit did or did not commit.
That sounds pretty suspicious to me. Where were you at the time of the, destruction of company property?
This unit is incapable of abandoning its post. This view of the lobby is all it knows, has known, or will ever know.
That's kind of sad.
Error. Damage to despair. Tables detected. Randomizing grief cycles failed.
Poor robot's even incapable of feeling grief. Alright, never mind.
Greetings, attractive patron. Please allow me to improve your drinking experience with fine cocktails.
Hey, do you have any Spectrum vodka at any chance? Spectrum Red? I don't think I have one of those. Spectrum Black? Well, that makes my life easy. I think he's got all the Spectrum flavors. What flavors do I have? What am I missing? There's 8 variants. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, black. Looks like I'm missing orange and green. Does he sell orange and or green? Sadly, they do not have orange or green. But I'll keep an eye out for that. There's stairs up. I need to go down. Who locked this door?
Clever.
What the? I was going to wash my hands, I swear.
What were you doing in here?
I was nearly attacked by a terror ray on my way here.
Okay. I didn't know it was a locked bathroom. Medical center. Somebody left money just sitting out here. An automated reminder to make sure you clean blood off your instruments. Good idea. Let's see. Hartford Bosch. Another day, another case that bores me to drink. The ill-fated Byzantine of the hour thought it prudent to gorge himself on enough purpleberry wine to incapacitate a primal. He then attempted to reach the lobby by stairs rather than elevator and fell down 6 flights. On-mechanical servants broke his fall. He broke their servo mechanisms and will be billed accordingly. Fractures in left clavicle, right femur, parietal bone, ribs, more injuries than brain cells. I recommend replacing purpleberry wine with Rizzo Spectrum Violet in order to appease Rizzo's company policy. Patient log Nina Han. Finally, something a little different from the norm. Miss Han came in earlier today, escorted by her sister. Apparently not long after arriving on Eridanos, the two of them went on a trip through the Purpleberry orchards. Miss Han's sister visited the puzzle hedges, but quickly became lost. When she eventually made her way out, Miss Han was nowhere to be found. The sister claims that Miss Han returned to their hotel room several hours later, but has been unusual ever since. Her sister described the patient as formerly sullen, morose, phlegmatic, and given to melancholia. Her demeanor has transformed into an unpleasant degree of levity and shocking enthusiasm toward everything. I suggested vast quantities of cheap alcohol. Yeah, that's a good cure. Oh. Checking over the body.
The Purpleberry orchards. And a footprint. Inspector, that was absolutely marvelous. Beautifully deduced. With the help of my discrepancy amplifier, of course.
Of course. Can I ask you some questions?
Ah, I was waiting for this. Yes, of course. I'm only too eager to cooperate.
So you've had time to examine the body now. What was the cause of death?
My apologies, Inspector. I've not yet finished my autopsy. Come back later?
I think you need to cut off her clothes first, and then you can... Never mind. I'm not going to tell you how to do your job. All right, thanks for your time.
Always a pleasure, Inspector.
There's Halcyon Helen. Still dead. Well, take your time, I guess. Not like it's any sense of urgency. Not like there's a murderer on the loose trying to kill people and has already killed again. Tried to kill me. Never mind. Take your time. I'm sure you'll get around to figuring out what killed her eventually after it doesn't matter anymore. Thanks for nothing. Over this way? Aha! It took me forever to find these stairs.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby.
What'd you find?
Analysis of this stovetop reveals an alarming degree of grease buildup, approximating proximity to volatile gases and chemicals. Chances of an explosive combustion upon next use currently at 92.9%.
Is this normal?
Most corporations have regular cleaning procedures to prevent damage to company property. Slug, already unlike most corporations in a variety of ways, does not. That or the employees tasked with inspecting are shirking their duties. For shame.
Alright, well, I think I'm done. And I can turn the stove on. That'd be kind of bad.
Terribly sorry, but I can't chat just now. Someone on the second VIP level just ordered 15 canid meat pies, and if I don't get to it now, it'll be my head.
I have some questions to ask you about Halcyon Helen's murder.
I understand your devotion to your job. Really, I do. And I hope you'll understand mine. Things might change if you had something very particular to talk to me about, but I'm afraid I'm just too busy to talk right now. I'd be delighted to chat with you later.
Rude. Fine, we'll talk later. Alright, anyway. What's this over here? Notice the Grand Colonial Hotel service elevator is out of order and will be for the foreseeable future. Please use the stairs to transport all equipment to and from employee quarters until further notice. Additional liniments will be dispensed for those whose back pain becomes too severe to continue providing the impeccable service our hotel is known for. Alright. What you doing?
No, I'm sorry. We don't serve any drinks with those tiny umbrellas.
This must be where all the employees hang out.
Something mighty strange went on earlier.
What happened? Norval get his cap stuck in the toilet again?
Not today. I was carrying a bag up to the second VIP guest floor earlier. Even for our guests, it was spectacularly heavy.
Wow, exciting.
I wasn't finished. I took a bad step and dropped it. Know what spilled out? Rocks. Whoever owned it was just making me carry it around for fun.
Oh, that's mean. Attention, the Grand Colonial Hotel is seeking a new volunteer engineer. Skills include elevator maintenance, electrical engineering, civil engineering, computer engineering, quantum engineering. Knowing when to keep problems to oneself. The employee who accepts this position will be expected to carry out their existing duties at the hotel for no additional payment. Talk to your supervisor if interested during your 15-minute break. And don't forget, with more hours logged each week, the closer you get to winning the free tour. Wow. What's this shiny?
Shh, easy now.
That could be useful. I'll take the rest of it too.
Left hand, Cap.
What is down here? Oh, that's where the bellhop is. Should I have a chat with her from this side of the glass?
Me, oh my, how exciting to see you again. This truly has been a day to end all days. I could die happy. Anything you'd like to discuss?
Never mind. Guess she didn't have any new interesting conversations. Like, how did you get on this side of the glass? Alright. I came down here to investigate a missing slug employee. And that's what I'm gonna do.
You, hear about the murder?
How the hell?
Well, they shut up as soon as I came near. Okay, I'm officially lost.
I was a few minutes late with room service earlier today. Guest I was trying to serve shot at me with a revolver. I left the drink and ran.
Something like that happened to me once. Hammersmith exec called me up to her room, saying she needed help with something.
Yeah?
Turned out what she needed help with was testing a new Hammersmith heavy machine gun. She technically shot around me instead of at me, but it was still pretty surprising.
Man.
Can't imagine what it must be like. Living down here like sprats in a wall.
They don't treat their employees very well. Here are living quarters. I don't really need to steal any loot right now.
Timeline is...
Here they come!
What? What?
That's the last of them.
Why did that rat attack me? Also, timeline discrepancy.
Inspector, I've detected a structural anomaly within a 0.8 meter radius of this locked door.
Does the door have a weak point? Should I try to smash through it?
The structural anomaly is not present in the design of the door. Please direct your attention to this nearby floor panel. This floor panel is 0.3 millimeters shorter than regulation length, suggesting unauthorized modification.
Okay. I guess I'll bear that in mind. I wonder if there's some kind of foot trap or something. Nobody step on this thing. Guys, room A2 keycard. I found a keycard, didn't I? I think it was room B2, though. Apparently there's violent sprats in here. Ooh, somebody did some partying here. nasty. Ooh, is that a big hammer? Thunderclap. Not for quiet assassinations. Consider wearing earplugs. Maybe with modifications it might be better than the weapon I got. Possibly. I'll think about it. Dear Diary, my new living quarters are real swell, but I'm having a bit of trouble getting to sleep every night. Management kindly offered to board me up in the hallway while they commandeer my room for Spectrum launch storage. Since then, I swear I've been seeing things. Now I'm sure it's due to lack of sleep on account of the darn leaky pipe above my bed, but last night I saw something like a giant worm slither past me. Now don't get me wrong, I'm entirely grateful over all the space I now have, but I have to find a way to get some rest before I go completely mad. It's mine now. Dead Sprats here. And a live one. Is that violent? Ah, it's peaceful. I don't know why that other Sprat attacked me. Oh, I don't have the hacking for that. Huh. What's all this? This pile of cartridges contains the ideas of Halcyon Helen's sidekicks who were killed, mortally wounded, mulched, melted, torn to ribbons, decapitated, or turned into mechanicals in the line of duty, or otherwise identified post-mortem. Typhon Tim, Olympus Opal, Terra 2 Terrae, Sparks the Wonder Canid, Burbage's 1900 through 1999, Bolt Vanderhuge, Eridanos Eve, Inconsequential Groundbreaker Maintenance Worker, number 13B9, Caleb, Bison the Broker with 4 Broken Limbs, Halifax, the entire 26th season of the Tile Backers, IDs blackened beyond individual recognition, Stakeout Steve, Dirk Tenderly, there's a lot of names there. Huh. I'm taking this stuff. What's this? The spectacular and thrilling and great adventures of Alien Norville in Halcyon Helen, chapter 45/137. And because the ever-resolute Lord Bellhop Alien Norville had brought his automatic Spacer's Choice auto pistol, now with added explosive ammo, which he held in his big muscular hands, the gigantic horde of rabid canids was all dead. Is this Norville's fan fiction? Maybe he had a script that he wanted to push on Halcyon Helen. That might explain some things. Halcyon Helen looking very beautiful as always, with her beautiful eyes and lips and nice shoes. She quickly grabbed Lord Bellhop Alien Norville's hand. "Oh, thank you so much, Alien." She sighed slowly, batting her beautiful eyes at him also slowly. "You're the best partner I've ever teamed up with. You're so big and strong and good at shooting. I wish I had you with me from day one. Then maybe I would not have so many dead sidekicks." Oh my god, this is the best. It ain't no big deal, Purple Bear Cakes, chuckled Lord Bellhop Alien Norville. as he took a puff from his cigarette and blew the smoke from the barrel of his Spacer's Choice auto pistol at the same time. I'm just a wandering assassin. Being good at shooting stuff is only because I am part of my job. Huh, okay. Yes, you are, and so handsome, sighed the beautiful Helen. Thank you, chuckled Lord Bellhop, Alien Norville. Just then they started to go for a kiss, but wait! Just as the romance was about to happen, suddenly a hand had grabbed Alien's leg. Helen screams. It's me, the dissonant lord. I am here to get you and take your bits, and give them to everyone else for free, screams the dissonant lord, as the villain began to crawl out of the dirt. His zombie army was also crawling to the surface behind him as well. I guess there's only one thing to do, sneered the heroic Lord Bellhop, as he took a big Hammersmith flamethrower out of his back pocket that he had been keeping secret for just this occasion. Time to make some decent steaks. Oh my gosh, Norville. Norville. Oh man. That must have been what he was trying to see Halcyon and Helen about. He had a script that he was pushing. What do I do with this floor? Do I hit it? No. Do I shoot it? With a gun? What's up? Apparently that aggroed some things.
Best there ever was.
Sorry about that. A2 key card. Where am I going to get that key card? Huh.
I'm trapped in room A3. Please, someone come help me.
Somebody's trapped in there. I'll save you if I can figure it out. And I don't get bored. I don't see a way to get into them. I don't know what I should do. Maybe I should ask somebody if they have keys.
Please just open the door. I'm not sure how much longer I'll make it.
I don't have a way to open the door. Sorry, girl. Oh, wait a minute. Hey. Half-eaten bellhop. Oh, a hat!
I'm trapped in room A3. Please, someone come help me. I'm feeling weak. Please just open the door. And I'm not sure how much longer I'll make it. The door is stuck. And I know I need to write a service request, but I can't get it under the door. Is anyone there?
Definitely didn't think outside the box there. Is this a service request? To whom it may concern, please consider this note as a service request to fix A3's faulty door. I deeply apologize for not following proper protocols with this informal request, but my terminal is broken. Too broken to submit a service request form to fix it. I normally would never thumb my nose at our standard operating procedures, but I've been stuck in my room for several days now, and believe I will likely starve to death quite soon. Well, I hope to hear from someone soon in regards to processing this urgent request. Thank you. Did I just pick up? I now have an awesome hat. Yes. Nice. Okay, maybe it's not the most useful hat in the world, but I'll take it. What did I say before to Norville? I mostly get my clothes off of dead corpses.
discrepancy detected nearby.
Really? Where? I have eaten the purple berries which were in the refrigerator, and which you were probably saving for breakfast. They were awful. Where is... Over here somewhere.
This collection of frozen food has not been restocked in some time. Many of these items are not available in the Grand Colonial, and must have been brought in from outside. The fridge was transported here from one of the guest bedrooms upstairs.
Huh. I'm not sure exactly what that means. Well, I'm not exactly finding a way into that room. Some extra spectrum brown down here.
Got it. Heads down.
Been here already. Wait a minute. There's an enormous Sprat in there. I wonder if I can get through this glass. Apparently not. Ah, I can get in this way. Gotta be careful, there's a big Sprat in there. Hey, buddy. It's a Sprat of unusual size. Dead Sprat of unusual size soon, I hope. Although it's an enormous Sprat. But, oh my god! That thing has an enormous amount of health. It's 10 times the health I've seen on anything.
Score one for Felix.
Here I go!
Working it. It's almost dead. Nearly there.
Yeah, now that was fun.
That was a big Sprat. Oh, there's a dead bellhop. Does that count as a slug employee? Hotel guest. To whom it may or may not concern, I don't understand why I deserve to be terminated. I was your engineer. I fixed things. Your time clock was malfunctioning. You were logging 1 hour for every 10 I put in. How is that fair? And yeah, I admit it. I wanted that free tour of the distillery. I put in my 10,000 hours and I deserve to wet my throat with a little Spectrum Violet. I didn't know accepting that free tour meant I'd join Rizzo's family. You know I can't read fine print ever since that welding accident. I don't know what I'm supposed to do now. Catch a freighter back to Groundbreaker? Sublight won't pick me up, so I guess that means I'm going to go talk with Mr. Ludovico, hat in hand, and beg him to employ me. Sorry, I take that back. I won't have my hat in my hand. I turned that in with the rest of my personals. It was a stupid hat anyway. What are you talking about? It's an awesome hat. Well, interesting stuff down here, but nothing that I'm looking for. Underneath the loose floor panel is a slightly dirty key card for room 8. Are you kidding me? I don't want to express to you how long I wandered around trying to get that. Oh God. I missed it. How am I missing it? What the hell? Where'd it go? Where the hell? I think it glitched out. I don't know where the hell it went. Oh, well, not my problem anymore.
Timeline discrepancy detected nearby. Analysis confirms this is Evan O'Connell. Analysis also confirms he is dead.
Well, the guy did have a giant slug crawling on him.
Per additional study of this body's skeletal structure, the cause of death was head trauma.
Are you telling me he wasn't killed by a giant murder slug?
That is correct. Evan was not killed by Eridanium gigaseus. However, Eridanium gigaseus do appear to be responsible for the early decomposition of this body's surface tissue.
Okay, gross. So what did kill him?
Further analysis indicates Evan's fatal injuries were sustained from blunt force trauma to the back of the skull, and his head collided with the ground.
Was he drunk?
Respiratory analysis concludes Evan was not intoxicated at time of death.
Why did he fall? Is there evidence of foul play about?
There are traces of blood on Evan's hands, Inspector.
Sounds like Evan might have been doing some brawling.
Analysis concludes this blood is human, type A. Medical records indicate Evan O'Connell's blood is type O.
So this asshole's been stealing people's blood?
It is highly likely the blood is the result of an altercation.
Isn't that usually the case? I think it's time we talk to Miss Stillwell.
If you wish to question Amelia Stillwell, Slug's scheduling records indicate that she is presently on duty at the pilot house checkpoint.
Well, let's go have a talk with her.
When I was always in the Marketeers.
Sorry, didn't mean to actually talk to him. Alright, let's go have a talk with Miss Stillwell, but I think I'll do that next time. That's going to be enough for today. I don't think this slug employee's demise has anything at all to do with Halcyon Helen's murder.
Of course.
So I guess once I find my way out of this maze, see if I can find Miss Stillwell and inform her of the death of her employee. Still not sure who might have killed him. Maybe she'll be able to shed some light on that. And I'll find that out next time on Amon Chooses Murder on Eridanos.